Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United have just lost 4-1 to Watford at Vicarage Road. Harry Maguire got sent off in the game. Harry Maguire has been very poor this season, and he's been even worse since he came back from that calf injury. Manchester United overpaid for Harry Maguire. We paid £80 million for him. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club. But the performance today by Manchester United was diabolical. I've got to give Watford a lot of credit. I thought they were absolutely superb from start to finish. Ismail Assar missed a penalty early on in the game. He had to retake the penalty and then obviously missed it. Ismail Assar did get his name on the score sheet. Joshua King, he scored for Watford today. He's done really well so far this season. Joshua King was reuniting with Manchester United today because don't forget Man United had Joshua King at one point. You know, he was in our youth academy. Emmanuel Dennis, he also made an impact for Watford today. He scored Watford's, was it fourth goal? He also got 2 assists in the game. Pedro, he also scored for Watford as well. By the way, Ben Foster got an assist in the game. He's Watford's goalkeeper. He's the former Manchester United goalkeeper. Manchester United's goal came from Donny van der Beek. That's his second goal for the club. You know, when Donny van der Beek came on, Manchester United looked much better. He is a good player, is Van der Beek. But Van der Beek is leaving Manchester United in January. He's already confirmed that. Van der Beek's endured a difficult year and a half or so at the club. This season is his second full season at Man United. I think Van der Beek should have actually started today. You know, we got him in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included, and he's got a contract with Man United until 2025. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo got the assist for Van der Beek's goal. That's Ronaldo's second assist since he re-signed for the club. Ronaldo has scored 9 goals in all competitions so far since he re-signed. Not so long ago, Ronaldo got named Player of the Month for October. He also got named Premier League Player of the Month for September, so reflecting on that, he's got back-to-back awards. But Manchester United have been relying on Ronaldo far too much. You know, Ronaldo saved Solskjaer in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta because he netted twice in stoppage time at the end of both halves. He scored the winner in the reverse fixture against Atalanta at Old Trafford. He scored the winner against Villarreal earlier on this season. Ronaldo, I can't see him seeing out his contract at Man United. He's got a contract with Man United till 2023. There's an option of a further year. He wears a number 7 shirt and we got him for 19.8 million. He is the best player in the world overall. He's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. But I think now Ronaldo will be regretting re-signing for Manchester United. Reflecting on the defeat today to Watford, Man United have lost 4 of the last 5 in the league. I think Man United are now sitting 7th in the Premier League. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to be sacked now. Prior to this game, Solskjaer held crisis talks with his senior players to save his job. Earlier on this week, it said Solskjaer was refusing to quit Man United despite senior stars losing faith in his tactics. And prior to this game, it actually said Manchester United have already made the decision to sack Solskjaer. But on the other side of things, it said he could still remain in charge until the end of the season. If Solskjaer really cared about the club, he would resign. And a lot of Manchester United fans will agree with me on that aspect. I'm absolutely shell-shocked by, today's game against Watford. I certainly wasn't expecting them to beat us 4-1, and I didn't even expect Watford to beat us because Watford have actually been poor this season. Prior to this game, they were 17th in the league. And Watford, had some players missing today. There was no Christian Cabasele. He was out with injury. There was no Etibo. He was out with injury. There was no Ken Sema. He was out with injury. Baha, he was another one that was out with injury. And they had a player suspended today. And that was Juraj Kuka. So they're the players they had missing. Ozan Tufan has just come back from injury. Obviously, Watford's manager is Claudio Ranieri. Watford appointed Claudio Ranieri in back in October on a 2-year deal. Ranieri, he's actually a decent manager. He's managed a lot of clubs in his managerial career. When Ranieri was at Leicester, he won the Premier League with Leicester. Before Ranieri, Watford had Cisco. But Cisco obviously wasn't good enough, so Watford decided to sack him. Let's put into the equation as well, Watford have let players go. Obviously, they offloaded Troy Deeney in the summer. Troy Deeney went to Birmingham from Watford. They also offloaded Craig Dawson. Craig Dawson is at West Ham. At one point, West Ham had him on loan, and then obviously they got him permanently. Watford also offloaded Will Hughes and Isaac Success. And they loaned out Andrew Gray and they loaned out Quinner. We lost to Watford at Vicarage Road back in December 2019, 2-0. Manchester United did have some players missing today, but that's no excuse for that terrible performance. Obviously there was no Cavani, he's out with injury until December. There was no Varane, he's out with a hamstring injury for around 2 to 3 weeks. Mason Greenwood is out with COVID. Paul Pogba was obviously suspended for today's game, but he can't play anyway, Pogba, because he's out with a thigh injury. He sustained the thigh injury in France training the other week. Pogba is out for the rest of 2021. Pogba may never play for the club again because it said Manchester United are prepared to sell Paul Pogba in the January transfer window. Well, it makes sense to sell him in January and cash in for him rather than let him go on a free next summer. Reports from France did say though the other week that Pogba wants to renew his contract to Man United, but reportedly on one condition, that he's made the Premier League's highest paid player. So he wants to overtake Ronaldo as the highest paid player at the moment. Pogba receives around 290 grand a week. His current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer. Look who Manchester United have got next. We've got Villarreal in the Champions League, and that's going to be a massive game. And our next league game is Chelsea next weekend, and Chelsea have been superb this season. You know, Chelsea beat Leicester today 3-0. But now Manchester United have to make a decision on Solskjaer. We need to get a replacement in. I think there's a good chance that Brendan Rodgers will be Man United's next manager. Prior to this game today though, Sky Sports News did say that Brendan Rodgers distances himself from the Man United job. He said reports linking him with the Man United job are not true, and he said, "I'm proud to be at Leicester." But earlier on in the week, it said Brendan Rodgers is ready to say yes to Man United if he's offered the job. Not so long ago, Brendan Rodgers was house hunting in Cheshire. You know, Rodgers is the favourite to replace Solskjaer, and the Manchester Evening News said the other week that Manchester United are ready to trigger Brendan Rodgers' contract clause if Solskjaer gets sacked. And it said that Brendan Rodgers has already verbally agreed to become Manchester United's new manager, but his preference would be to wait until next season because he's reluctant to leave Leicester midway through the season. You know, if Brendan Rodgers became Man United's new manager though, would he get us back to that level where we should be at? Would he stoop the strappings of the club? And would he get the best out of these group of players? And would he be capable of winning trophies? Well, you've got to admire what he's done at Leicester. You know, he's won the Community Shield and FA Cup with Leicester, and he's been in charge of Leicester for almost 3 years, and he's got a contract with them till 2025. But to be honest with you, I think Leicester have been very poor this season, and I'm shocked in that aspect. Zidane, he's been spoken about a lot, but I've actually disregarded Zidane now because earlier on this week it said Zidane turned down the Manchester United job as he's pretty much agreed to take the France job. Zidane is not available until the summer anyway, because earlier on this week the Man United board held talks with Zidane and Zidane let the board know that he doesn't feel ready for the Premier League at the moment and he prefers to take a break until the summer. But not so long ago, reports did say that Zidane was interested in the Man United job, but there was a problem. Zidane's wife was not attracted to the idea of living in Manchester. We hoped that Zidane's close relationships with Ronaldo and Varane could have persuaded him to join. And Zidane is managerless because he left Real Madrid in the summer. And you've got to admire what he did at Real Madrid. He won a lot of trophies at Real Madrid. So reflecting on that, he's got a good pedigree behind him. But Zidane has actually never managed in the Premier League, so I did say it would be good for him to come and experience the Premier League. Certainly my preference would be Zidane over Rodgers. You know, Pochettino and Erik ten Hag have also been spoken about. But Solskjaer, he's had long enough now at Manchester United. He's been in charge of the club for almost 3 years. And the reason he's lasted as long as he has done is because he's a legend of the club. You know, disregarding being a legend of the club, I can assure he would have been sacked a long time ago. And despite how bad we're doing, I'll always adore Solskjaer, just like all Man United fans will, because at the end of the day, he's a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Ferguson's guidance. He had a proven pedigree when he was a player, but unfortunately, he has no proven pedigree as a manager. You know, before Manchester United, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He endured 2 spells with them, and before, he managed Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff is because he got them relegated. Ole is accountable for some of our poor performances, but you can't put all of the blame on Solskjaer. There's players that also have got to take responsibility for these poor performances. The team are not performing at all, and they're just not playing for the manager. And you know, last weekend was it? You know, it said senior stars want Solskjaer sacked. That was stemming from Duncan Castles. But Solskjaer, he's not capable of winning trophies as Man United manager. He hasn't even won a trophy as United manager. We haven't won anything since 2017. The expectations are far too high for him to exceed as manager, and he's just in a position that he shouldn't be in. Of course, we all wanted Solskjaer to succeed as manager, but in reality, he's not going to succeed. At this moment in time, the club from top to bottom is in a huge predicament, and like I've said, the way to get out of this predicament is to get a change of manager, and structural changes are also needed at the club. Hmm. Hmm. Wait there a second. Guys, I am back now. Sorry, I was just doing something with my cig and that, and I had to go to the toilet. But yeah, revert back to what I was saying about Solskjaer, yeah. Um, Knew when he taken over at Manchester United it was going to be a massive job. Not only a massive job, a difficult job as well, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. Ollie got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent United manager since March 2019. He got the job on a permanent basis, reflecting how well he did when he first came in, but the club did make a big mistake giving him the job permanently, but it was hard not to give him the job permanently, reflecting how well he did when he first came in. Solskjaer ran out of excuses a long time ago because Man United enjoyed a very good summer transfer window this year, made 4 signings. 3 of the 4 signings were major signings. We spent around £141 million and Solskjaer received very good backing from the board. And the board still continue to back him now. The Glazers are backing him, Woodward's backing him. John Murtaugh, our director of football's backed him, and Darren Fletcher has backed him. And Solskjaer's enjoyed like 5 transfer windows now as permanent Man United manager. And Manchester United have got a very good squad, but we're not getting the best out of the players because we're a team of individuals. We don't play as an actual team. And you've got the likes of City, Liverpool and Chelsea that all play as a team, and that explains why they're in a much better position than Man United at the moment. Manchester United have spent over £400 million under the Solskjaer era, and Solskjaer has signed 14 players. He's also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in. In Solskjaer's first full season, he got us to 3 semi-finals and he got us a 3rd place finish. Last season, he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final, the FA Cup quarter-final and the Europa League final. And last season, he got us a 2nd place finish. So some progress has been made under him. And to be fair, he has developed the youth well since he's come in. But when Solskjaer is sacked, he will be the 4th permanent manager to be sacked since Ferguson, because Man United have already sacked 3 managers since Ferguson. We sacked David Moyes after 10 months. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. That's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. We sacked Van Gaal after 2 years or so. We won the FA Cup under him. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he did win 3 trophies in his first season. It's just all gone downhill since Ferguson retired, and a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired. No one will replicate what he did at the club. Ferguson brought success to Manchester United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, but he didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Ferguson was a very long-serving manager as well. He enjoyed a 27-year managerial tenure. The only mistake Ferguson made was recommending David Moyes in when he retired, but the reasons he did that is because they're both Scottish and Ferguson had a lot of time for Moyes. And like I've said, players are going to be leaving Manchester United next year. Martial I think's going, I think Mata's going, Cavani's going, Lingard's going. I give you the news on Lingard not so long ago. He said Jesse Lingard's future at Man United is in doubt after talks over a new contract collapsed. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next summer. It recently said Lingard could leave Man United for just $10 million. West Ham want to re-sign Lingard, and I've been hearing that he wants to go abroad. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time now, came up our academy. He's had his good periods, he's had his bad periods. He's only made one start this season, that was West Ham in the EFL Cup. The second half of last season he enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Donny van der Beek, he's also going next year like I mentioned earlier on. Matic, I think there's a good chance he'll leave next year. I think Pogba's going next year. I think Jones, Bailly, Dalot and Tellez are going next year. And I think Dean Henderson will go out on loan. Because Dean Henderson doesn't get in goal now, does he? Because De Gea reclaimed that #1 spot back. So anyway, on my next video, I'll be giving you my player ratings from this game. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.